Hello, guys. Good morning. Good to see you. Welcome to one more class. Today is Wednesday, and this is Wide Angle 2. Yes, today it's August 10th already. Yeah, believe it. August 10th, 2022. Like tomorrow is Christmas, right? That fast. Yes. But all right, hump day, Wednesday. We are halfway through, right? The weekend is around the corner. So, how was your weekend, guys? Did you relax? Yes. Great. Awesome. So, let's start one more lesson from our wide angle 2, unit 3. So, as you can see here, this is our page on Google Classroom, and today we're doing Unit 3.2. As you know, Unit 3 talks about responsibilities. So today we're going to see some other responsibilities that we have, right? Before we start, I'd like to know if you have any questions about the homework. Let's check it out. Let's see. Last week, August 3rd, we talked about the beginning of Unit 3. It was Unit 3.1. And we talked about responsibilities. What are your responsibilities? Hi, dear. Good morning. Welcome. I'm sorry, I forgot your name because you're using your nickname, and I don't remember your nickname. So, haste underline SDKKJ. What's your real name, please?
Posso falar, mãe? Ou você vai ficar falando por trás aí? Desculpa, minha mãe tá aqui no meu quarto. É, my name is Samuel. Did you remember me?
Oh, Samuel. Oh, hi, dear. Okay, thank you. It's because since your name is not.
Uh, it's name of my account. Uh,
Oh,
I
okay.
using um, my my account for games.
Okay, all right, Samuel. Do you think it's possible to change just for your English class? Because
I
we
will create another one
yeah, because it's
because I have mm, just that.
okay. All right, Samuel, no problem. Okay. It's just because we take a print of the screen
Mm.
to confirm the attendance of the students. And we use that picture to show the coordination and the school who was present. Okay, so that's why it's important to have the name, okay, the real name.
Okay.
Thank you, Samuel. Hi, Duda. Good morning. Good to see you. How are you? So we are doing a recap of last week. I'm showing here the topics we discussed, and we are checking out the homework. Okay. So the homework last week was online practice, unit 3.1, and some worksheets. Last week, we started unit 3, and we talked about responsibilities, household chores, things we do around the house, and contrast linking words like but and however. Okay, the homework is down here. The worksheets actually, right? They are here. And do you have any questions about the homework? No? Is everything okay? Here, guys, do you have any questions? No? Okay. So let's go to our lesson for today. Okay. Okay. Here we are. Okay. August 10th, Unit 3. And today we are doing Unit 3.2. So if you have your books, please open your books to page 30. Okay. Let's go there. Yes, here we are. Can you see that? Okay, good. So we are going to continue this page from last week, which talks about the simple present. Yes, because when we discuss responsibilities, we use the simple present to say the things we do every day, because it has to do with routine, habits, right? So we use the simple present to talk about routine, habits, things we do in a regular basis, right? Okay. So here we have the first grammar tip of the lesson: simple present, positive, negative, and yes, no questions. So let's see how we form that, okay? We use the simple present to talk about routines, habits, and facts. Example, most people don't enjoy housework, okay? This is a fact, right? Now, remember to add do or does to form yes/no questions. Example, do you have a busy schedule? Do you have a busy schedule? Yes, I do. Or no, I don't. Okay? So here they show the negative form, and here we have question. Now, to help us understand better and review better, because this is something I know, you already know, let's watch a short video about the simple present. Okay? So let's go there. Okay, I will turn off the microphone so you don't get any interference, okay?
The present simple.
How do we form the present simple? Affirmative.
Subject plus verb plus object.
I drink coffee.
Conjugating the present simple. Affirmative.
I play the piano. You play the piano. He plays the piano. She plays the piano. We play the piano. They play the piano.
How do we form the present simple? Negative.
Subject plus do plus not plus verb plus object. Adrian doesn't like the doctor.
Conjugating the present simple. Negative.
I do not play the piano. You do not play the piano. He does not play the piano. She does not play the piano. We do not play the piano. They do not play the piano.
We can contract the negative form of the auxiliary verb, do.
I do not. I don't. You do not. You don't. He does not. She does not. He doesn't. She doesn't. We do not. We don't. They do not. They don't.
How do we form the present simple? Interrogative.
Do plus subject plus verb plus object. Do elephants eat grass?
Conjugating the present simple. Interrogative.
Do I play the piano? Do you play the piano? Does he play the piano? Does she play the piano? Do we play the piano? Do they play the piano?
I think we should explore a few solutions.
Grammarly suggestions catch when your tone might undermine your message.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
Okay, guys.
Back, teacher, I changed my name. Look.
Oh, how nice, Samuel. This is really good. Much better now. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Now let me take another picture. This way,
Yeah,
I can really confirm your presence.
yeah, friend, not another one.
Yes, okay. Oh, thank you so much. So we were watching a video reviewing the simple present tense form, okay? And as you could see, it's very simple, right? Only the third person singular changes, right? So for
Those.
for more information on this grammar point, you can refer to page 161. Okay. But now let's practice a little bit. Okay. So complete the sentences about the article. Use the correct positive or negative form of the verb. So let's see. The article that housework can be fine. So how can we conjugate this verb here? Say.
The article. See. Wait.
Remember, it's the simple present, right? So here, the article is the subject, okay? So we have to analyze, is the subject singular or plural?
It's singular.
Yes, very good. So if the subject is singular, then we have to add an extra letter. Yes, we have to say.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So the article says that housework can be fine. Okay. Now, number 2, most people cleaning the floors. Now here, most people is the subject, okay? Now, is the subject singular or plural?
Plural.
Okay, so then most people like. Okay. Just that. All right. Most people like cleaning floors. Yeah. So here, let's see if this sentence makes sense according to the article. This sentence here, do you think it should be affirmative or negative?
Most people like cleaning the floors.
Yeah, do you think it's true?
Don't know. But I think the people don't like.
Okay. So me too. Me too. I think most people don't like cleaning the floor. So we have to use the negative here. So
Don't.
instead of saying like, we should put don't like, okay? Because this is the reality, okay? Now, number 3, children playing games.
Playing games. Children's plural.
Plural, children. So
just love.
yes, okay. Love, right? Children love playing games. Is it true? Is it the reality?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So much true.
Yeah. Okay. Now, number 4. In the game, each person a chore.
Get chore.
So let's see here the first one. Each person, is it singular or plural?
Singular.
Singular. Each person is singular. Yeah. So how do we put the verb here? How do we conjugate the verb?
gets.
Ah, very good. So in the game, each person gets a chore, and the fastest person a prize.
É,
So the
é,
fastest person is singular or plural?
singular.
Yes. So how do we conjugate?
Wins.
Ah, beautiful. Very good. Okay. The fastest person wins the prize. Now, number 5, a person, much time to clean, just 15 minutes.
Minute.
So here, is it singular or plural?
Singular.
Okay, so in the affirmative, how do we conjugate the verb?
Affirmative. We put the do. Oh no.
No, I'm talking about
Sorry.
affirmative.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat? What?
So let's go again. A person is the subject, okay? So is the subject singular or plural?
It's singular.
Okay.
And needs.
Okay, beautiful. Now, let's see if the sentence is true, okay? A person needs much time to clean, just 15 minutes. Is it true?
No, it's done.
It's not. Look,
It's not.
we are using here the word much. So much indicates negative, okay? So here we have to use the negative. So how do we conjugate the verb in the negative for singular subjects?
Don't.
No. Look at number 2. Number 2, we have most people, right? Most people is plural. So for plural, we say don't. But for singular, no, we don't say don't. We say doesn't.
Doesn't. Oh.
Okay? And then we put the verb. The verb in the base form. Okay? No S. So doesn't need. All right?
Right.
Okay. Now, number 6. You probably a neat and clean house for your dinner party. So here, the subject is you. Okay? So how do we conjugate the verb?
You is me, and me are single. So you probably a neat and clean house for your dinner party. Once.
No.
No.
You is the second person singular, right? Of course, here you can also use you for the second person plural, okay? It can be singular or plural, okay? So here, you is want, okay? you probably want a neat and clean house for your dinner party. Okay, Samuel?
Ok.
Checking the answers. Okay? So, hello, Pedro Paulo. Good morning. Welcome to our class. If you just arrived, we are doing page 30 from the book, okay? We are doing page 30, which is unit 3.1, okay? And we just finished exercise number 8, okay? So let me write it down for you here on the chatboard. We are doing exercise number 9, okay? All right. So let's see how to conjugate the simple present or the present simple in a better way, because I can see that you are still unsure, okay? So let's go over to our page on Google Classroom. Let's open it up here, this worksheet. Okay, so let's try to do this exercise here. Can you see that, people? Yeah? Okay, so let's see that. Choose the correct answer, affirmative sentences. Okay, so here, only affirmative. Okay, so let's see the first one. We video games after school. So here, the subject is plural. So which one should we put? We play. All right, great. Now, number 2, my sister, a bicycle. What do you think?
Rights.
Yes, very good. My sister is the third person singular, okay? So my sister rides a bicycle. Now, number 3, I like to
Read.
yeah. This is infinitive, right? I like to read books. Number 4, my parents in a big bed.
I sleep.
Ah, okay. No, Duda. My parents sleep because my parents is plural. Okay? So my parents sleep in a big bed. Now, number 5, my students
Studies.
the first or the second?
Second. Study.
Pay attention. My students is plural. Okay?
Yeah.
So if it's plural, which one should I use?
Oh, just study. Just,
Okay.
just
Just that, because the subject is plural. Okay? Now, next one. My dad
works.
yes, because my dad is singular. Okay, so my dad works every day. Now, my brother
Cook.
sorry, pay attention. My brother is singular.
So, cooks.
Yes. Okay, pay
Single.
attention. Pay
I need to.
attention. Pay attention.
Oh,
Number 8. The teacher.
speaks.
Okay. Very good. The teacher is singular. Okay. Now, number 9. Elizabeth.
Sings.
Okay. In the shower. Elizabeth is singular. Now, number 10. My grandmother.
Dance. Dance.
The first or the second?
Second.
Okay. Dances. Because my grandmother is singular. Okay, guys. So take a look at this, right? Look, my parents, my students, they're all plural. We, okay? Plural. So we don't use the suffix. All right? Now, choose the correct answer. Negative or, here, always negative answers. Okay, guys? So, negative sentences. Let's see the first one. Hi, Stephanie. Good morning. Good to see you. Very good. Awesome. All right. Good to see you, Stephanie. Welcome. Good morning, Larissa. Good to see you. So we are doing, guys. No, that's okay. No problem. If you don't know where we are doing Unit 3, page 30. Okay. And we are doing an extra exercise. Okay. This exercise is not in your book. All right. This is something extra. I'm giving you just to practice. Okay. But we are doing page 30 from the book. Okay. All right. Now, let's choose the correct answer. Negative sentences, okay? Pay attention here, guys. Can you see the blue and the gray boxes? Look, for I, you, we, and they, or plural subjects, we use auxiliary do plus not, which becomes don't. Okay, now for he, she, or it, or singular subjects in the third person, right? We use auxiliary does plus not, which becomes doesn't. Okay, so don't, doesn't. Okay, so now let's see here. Number 1, my brother very good, Duda. Excellent. Doesn't play. Okay, because my brother is singular and it's equivalent to he. Okay. Number 2, my grandfather yes, perfect. Very good, Duda. My grandfather doesn't ride a bicycle. Okay. My grandfather is the same as he, right? So he doesn't ride a bicycle. Now, number 3, I very good, excellent. I don't read a lot of books. Very good, Duda. I is the first person singular. Yes, it is singular, but it's the first person. So we use auxiliary in the negative, don't. Okay? I don't read. Okay, Samuel.
Ok.
Number 4, they
Don't sleep.
excellent. Okay? They don't sleep in the blue sofa. Look. They don't. Okay? Number 5. My students
Don't study.
Yes. Excellent. Because my students is plural. So it's equivalent to they. All right? So my students don't study a lot of English. Number 6. He,
Doesn't.
yes, he doesn't work in a factory. Okay? So this is the third person singular. Number 7. My uncle
Doesn't.
doesn't cook, right? My uncle is equivalent to he. Okay, so it's the third person singular. So my uncle doesn't cook breakfast for me. Bad uncle. Number 8. The teacher,
Doesn't.
yes, doesn't speak French. Very good, Samuel. Excellent. Okay. My teacher doesn't speak. Excellent, Duda. Very good. So my teacher is equivalent to she. She doesn't speak. It's the third person singular. Okay. Now, number 9. Laura.
No, doesn't, because she,
Yes. Very good. Laura doesn't sing in the shower. So Laura is the third person singular. It's equivalent to she, okay? She doesn't sing in the shower. Now, number 10. My grandmother
doesn't
dance.
dance.
Okay, doesn't dance. It's the negative, right? So my grandmother doesn't dance banda music. My grandmother is equivalent to she. It's the same as she. So she doesn't dance banda music. All right? So this was the negative. Now here we have question forms, okay? So look at the pronouns. For I, you, we, and they, we use auxiliary do, okay? In questions. Now, he, she, and it, we use auxiliary does. Okay? All right? So question number 1. My friend Alan
Does.
Plays. Okay, so does. And here there is a mistake. So
Oh.
yeah, there is a mistake here. In questions, the verb doesn't get a suffix. It goes back to base form. So here, does my friend Alan play football after school? Okay, so ignore this letter S here. Okay, this is a mistake. Number 2, question. The grandfather.
Does.
Yes. Does again, because the grandfather is third person singular. It's equivalent to he. So does he ride a motorcycle? Okay. Just like in number 1, does he play football? Does your friend play football? So does he play? Okay, guys. Now it has to be does. Number 3, you read a lot of books. Very good, Stephanie. Yes, Duda. Very good. Do. So, do you read a lot of books? Look, you is the second person singular and the second person plural. So we use the auxiliary do. Do you read? Okay. Number 4. Yes, excellent. Do again. Do they sleep in the sofa? Okay, great. They. Okay, auxiliary do. Number 5. My students study a lot of English. The subject, my students, is equivalent to the pronoun they. Okay, it's plural. So we use do. Do my students study a lot of English? Okay, girls. All right, boys. Okay, good. Next one, number 6. My dad works as a doctor.
Does.
Yes, excellent. Very good. Excellent, Duda. Does my dad work as a doctor? So it's singular. Third person singular. Number 7, Ricardo cooked breakfast in the morning. Question?
7 does.
What did you say? Can you repeat, please?
Does.
Does. Okay.
Does. Say does.
Does Ricardo cook breakfast in the morning? Number 8, the teacher. Here, another mistake. It should be speak French. So ignore this S here. It does not exist. Okay. So the answer here is
Does.
does. Okay.
Does.
Well, doesn't want to go. Okay. Does the teacher speak French? So there is no S here in this verb. All right, people. It is a mistake there. Great, Pedro Paulo. Number 9, Laura.
Does.
Yes. Does Laura sing in the shower? Perfect. It's the same as she. So does she sing in the shower? Okay. All right. And the last one. My grandmother does again. Yeah, just a moment. Okay. Does my grandmother cook tamales? It's a Mexican dish, I think. Okay. So, of course, does, because my grandmother is the third person singular. Okay. All right, people. So here we are. All right. So we are not, actually, we haven't done the first one here. Let me show you the first one. It's interesting. In the first exercise, they want us to write the verbs in the third person singular, equivalent to he, she, or it. Okay? So this verb here, for example, speak, in the third person becomes, excuse me, speaks, right? You just add the letter S, okay? It's just for you to know how to spell the verbs in the third person, okay? All right, I'm trying to eliminate this ad, but it's difficult. Okay, now, the second one, the verb to live. When I want to say that she lives, so this is how we spell. Okay, so she speaks, she lives, okay? And now, guys, number 3, fly. If I want to say that she flies, how do we write this one? No idea. So observe, the verb fly ends in Y. Okay, guys? It ends in Y. And before Y, we have a consonant, letter L. So when a verb ends in Y, preceded by a consonant, then we have to replace the Y for I and add ES, okay? So it becomes flies. So she flies, okay? Or he flies, all right? It becomes IES. Now, the verb do, you already know, right? So how do we make the third person singular of the verb do? Okay, it becomes does. He does. She does. My brother does. Ricardo does. Okay, now the verb to say, like say a word. Here, look, it ends in Y. But look what happens. Before Y, there is a vowel, not a consonant. So in this case, we don't replace the final letter. We don't replace the Y for I. Okay? Here, yes, here we do. But here, no, we don't. Because it's a vowel. Okay? So we say he says. The pronunciation changes a little, right? So I say, you say, he says. Okay? Now the verb go, like the verb do, ends with the vowel O. Okay? Okay? O, O. So here we form the third person singular by adding 2 letters, letter E and letter S. Okay, so here go becomes goes. So I go, you go, he goes. Okay, I go, you go, but he goes. All right. Now arrive. Arrive is simple, right? If you don't know the meaning of arrive, it's the same as chegar in Portuguese, okay? Normal. We just have to add one letter, okay? Arrives. So I arrive, you arrive, he arrives. Now the verb have, this verb here is irregular in the simple present. So this one here, does anybody know how to make the third person singular of the verb to have? Does anybody know? Ah, very good, Duda. Yes, exactly. So, has. I have, you have, he has. Okay. Teach. Okay. This one here ends with CH, right? So it's the same phenomenon or the same effect that happens when a verb ends with the letter O, okay? We have to add ES, okay? So teach becomes teaches, okay? Teaches. So I teach, you teach, he teaches. I teach, you teach, he teaches. Now the verb carry. Carry in Portuguese is the same as carregar, okay? In Portuguese. Now, how do we conjugate the third person singular of the verb to carry? Look, it ends in Y, and before Y, there is a consonant, like the verb fly. Okay? So here we have to say, who knows? Yes, perfect. Very good, Duda. Carries. All right? So you have to replace Y for I and add ES, just like flies, okay? Carries. So I carry, you carry, he carries, okay? Now the verb drink is simple. You know the meaning, right? So in the third person singular, we simply add the letter S. I drink, you drink, he drinks. Now the verb to play, everybody knows. It's the same as the verb to say. There is the letter Y, but before there is a vowel. So no change. You just add the letter S, okay? So play becomes plays.
Teacher,
Yes. Uh-huh.
can you explain what is valor? I don't understand.
Sorry, vowel.
Valor, yeah, that.
Ah, okay. Vowel is the same as vogal in Portuguese.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? All right. So here, before letter Y, there is a vowel. Letter A is a vowel. Okay? All right.
I
Okay, Sam.
understand. Thanks.
You're welcome. Let me write here for you. So we have actually 5 vowels right in the alphabet. A, E, I, O, and U. Okay? So there you go. Vowel. Vowel. Okay? The other letters are consonants. Okay? So here in the exercise, we have a vowel before the consonant Y here, okay? So in this case, we simply add the letter S to conjugate the third person singular. So I play, you play, he plays. Okay? All right, people. So now let's check the answers. We did everything. So let's check here. Yes, apparently everything right. Okay, good. All right, perfect. Okay, guys, this worksheet is posted for you here on Google Classroom, okay? So let me show you our page there again. Okay, it's this one here. All right. So now let's go back to our book, page 30. Okay, let's go there. Yes, here we are. Okay, we discussed the simple present, positive, negative, and questions, right? Yes, no questions, starting with do or does. And here we have a small pronunciation tip, okay? So let's take a look here. Look, in yes, no questions, in the simple present, we often shorten the word do. So here, of course, because we link words when we speak, okay? We connect. So do you work a lot? Sorry, do you do a lot of work around the house? So do you? This is how it sounds, right? So do you do a lot of work around the house instead of saying, do you do, okay? Broken up. We don't do that. We say do you together, okay? So do you do a lot of work? And here, do your kids help you? Do your kids help you? So do, your. Here it's your. So do your kids help you? Notice how does blends, sorry, notice how does blends with he and she. Does he wash the dishes? Look, does he, right? Does he wash the dishes? Does she like listening to music? Does she, all right? We connect. In short answers, do and does or don't and doesn't, they are pronounced fully, right? So there is no connection, no shortening. So we say, yes, I do, or no, he doesn't, okay? All right. So let's listen and notice this shortening of the auxiliaries. Here we go. Let's do this one together. Listen, choose the phrase you hear, then listen again and repeat. So you have 2 sentences here, right? Does your roommate or do your roommates? Okay, so this one or this one. Okay, so let's listen. And so the same for the others, okay?
Do your roommates. É, o-
let's listen first, and then after we listen to all the sentences, then we check the answers. Okay? Let's do it.
1. Does your roommate pay bills on time? 2. Does she usually make a mess? 3.
Yes, she does.
4.
Do you invite friends over for dinner?
5.
Do they usually help prepare the food?
6. No, they don't. 1. Does your roommate pay bills on time? 2. Does she usually make a mess? 3.
Yes, she does.
4.
Do you invite friends over for dinner?
5.
Do they usually help prepare the food?
6. No, they don't.
Okay, guys. Yes? So let's check out the answers. The first one, which one does he say? Yes, the first one. Very good. Does your roommate pay bills on time? Okay. The second one. Yes, very good. Does she usually make a mess? Very good. Yes, she does. Okay. Let me try to show the answers. Okay. So we can have each one on the screen for you. So does your roommate pay bills? Here we have does your roommate. Okay, it's because it doesn't fit in the box. Okay. Number 6, does she usually make a mess? Answer, yes, she does. Number 4, do you invite friends over for dinner? Okay. Number 5, do they usually help prepare the food? And finally, number 6.
They don't.
Yes. No, they don't. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. All right. So here we saw some examples in the interrogative form, and we could practice using the auxiliary verbs to ask yes, no questions. All right. So here they suggest an interaction activity, like get together in a group of 4, have a conversation. So we would have to be here presentially to do this activity, right? Because one person says, oh, you think cleaning every day is a waste of time? This is what half of the group believes, right? You think cleaning every day is a waste of time. The other half, you think not being neat and clean is a waste of time. So it's like a discussion. Okay, a group of 4 people, 2 in this group believe cleaning every day is a waste of time. The other 2, no, they don't think, they think in a different way. They think being neat and clean is a waste of time. Actually, not being neat and clean is a waste of time. So how do we reach an agreement here? We can discuss together online, everyone. So let's see, which one do you agree with? Do you agree that cleaning every day is a waste of time? Do you think so? Waste of time, if you don't know the meaning, means perda de tempo em português, okay? So do you think cleaning every day is a waste of time? I sincerely don't. I think it's important to clean every day.
I think it's right. Clean the house every day makes the
Yeah,
house clean, and
yeah, of course.
don't
We need to do something every day to keep the house clean and neat, right?
need.
Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, neat is the same as organized, okay? So
Okay.
here, the second statement says, not being neat and clean is a waste of time. So, of course, if you are not organized and if you are not clean, then it's a big waste of time because you will have to do, I mean, it's difficult to find things in the house when the house is messy, right? Imagine, oh, where is my book? Oh, I don't know. It's such a mess here. I can't find my book. So it's difficult to have um, everything you need in an orderly manner when you are not neat and clean. So it's difficult. And then when you need something, you spend a long time looking for it. Like I gave the example of the book. Where is my book? Oh my God, I don't know. Where did I put my book? Okay. So here it's just the same thing, but in another word. Okay. In other words, not being neat and clean is a waste of time. Okay. All right, people. So we're done with page 30. Okie dokie. And next part, we are going to do our unit for the day, which is 3.2, a good neighbor. Let me see if it's time for our break here. I think it is. Yes, it's 10:21. So we can have a 10-minute break and then we come back at 10:30. All right. So, yay, very nice, Duda. Thank you for your participation. Okay. So let's have our 10-minute break now. Drink some coffee, and at 10:30, we come back. All right. So see you. Don't go anywhere. All right. Bye-bye. Hello, people. Let's go back. Yes. Let's get going. All right, people. So now we are going to start part 2 of Unit 3. Okay, and the topic is a good neighbor. Does anybody know the meaning of the word neighbor? Do you know? What is a neighbor? Who knows?
A neighbor is a vizinho?
Yes, very good, Samuel. Exactly. Okay. So the lesson is talking about this moment about communities, because we have responsibilities with our community as well, right? So here, let's take a look at number 1. Look, read the description of a community. What communities are you a part of? So here, let's see the definition, okay, guys? Let me try to focus now. It will not work. Let me zoom in. Okay. So let's see the description of a community. A community is a group of people who share interests or live in the same area. For example, people living in a town or neighborhood form a community. Other types of communities can be related to common interests or experiences. For example, religion, nationality, hobbies, etc. These communities can be place-based or online. Being part of a community means helping and supporting each other or other members and sharing time and activities. All right. So, are you part of any community? I am. What about you? Probably, right? Probably you are. Maybe you don't remember now, but yes, I am, because I have my religion. So I participate in that community. I also have a community of football fans. We cheer for Fluminense. I'm Fluminense, so in Rio, I'm Fluminense. So there is a community of people who like the same team as I do. So we are all fans of that soccer team, just like Flamengo, right? Flamengo has a big crowd, a lot of people, a lot of fans, right? I guess it's the biggest crowd in Brazil, okay? And yesterday I had a sensorial experience with some Flamengo fans going to Maracanã. I was coming back from work. Actually, I was going home, right? Because here is where I work, but I don't live here. So I take the train to go back home. And when I was on the train, there was a group of very, very loud Flamengo fans. They were going to Maracanã, I think, but they were so noisy, and they were extremely irreverent. They would blast bombs very near the train, or sometimes next to the door of the train. They would blast off bombs. Not, I wouldn't call them fireworks, because they were not fireworks. They were bombs. And they would go around the train like in a line, singing very loudly, one behind the other, like in a queue, like, and jumping and shouting. And my goodness, I was really worried for my safety. I was like, oh my God, am I going to arrive home okay? So Flamengo has a big community. Okay, guys, that was just an example. So here in our lesson, we are going to see an example of a community in a place called Swaziland, okay? For those of you who don't know, Swaziland is in Africa, okay? So what kind of community is this? There is a lady here sitting on the floor, so it seems to be a very poor community. So look, women in Swaziland receive certificates for completing a free business training course. Okay, so they participated in a course, maybe given by maybe a charity company like an NGO, or maybe a church, right? They gave these women a free business course, and they, after completing, they are receiving certificates. Okay, that's very nice, isn't it? All right, people, now let's take a look at some time expressions that we use when we say how often we do things, okay? When we want to talk about the frequency. Oh, that's okay, no problem. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for letting me know. So here we have some time expressions that we use, okay? So to say how often you do something, you can use time expressions. Some time expressions are, we can say once a day or once a week. Once is the same as one time, okay? So when you do this only once a day, it's only one time. Once a week, once a month, once a year. Twice a day. Twice is the same as two times, okay? So some people, some students, they have English class twice a week. Mondays and Wednesdays, or Tuesdays and Thursdays. But some students have classes once a week, which is our case, all right? We study on Wednesdays. We come here on Wednesdays, so our classes are once a week, okay? So here we have 3 times a day. Like the name says, it happens 3 times. It can be 3 times a day, 3 times a week, 3 times a month, or 3 times a year. There is, of course, there are always variations. We can say a few times a day, a week, or several times, okay? When the amount of times is bigger. We can also use expressions with every, like every day, every week, every weekday, or every weekend, every month, or even every year, okay? We can also say every 4 years when it happens once every 4 years. Example, the Olympic Games, right? When do the Olympic Games usually happen? Every 4 years, okay? I guess the next one will be in Paris in 2024, right? I think so, because the last one was in Tokyo in 2020, right? Which happened last year because of the pandemic. It was in 2021. So, but as a rule of thumb, the Olympic Games happen every 4 years. Oh, just like the World Cup, right? The Football World Cup
It's
happens.
not like 2 years, no?
No, the World Cup? No, every
No,
4
no,
years.
the Olympics. The
No, the Olympic Games, no. The Olympic Games, they happen every 4 years.
oh,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
The only exception happened last year because there was the pandemic. So it was not possible to hold the games in 2020 in Tokyo. All right. But
Right.
yeah, that was only an exception because we were in a severe pandemic crisis in the world, right? We were all locked down in 2020. So the games were held in 2021, right? In Tokyo. Next games will be in Paris in 2024. Okay. All right. We also have the expression once in a while. Okay. So once in a while means not, excuse me, not every day. Just once in a while. Excuse me, just once in a while, like sometimes. Okay. Once a week or twice a month. Okay. Once in a while. Okay. So we usually use these time expressions at the end of a sentence, right? So look, I do volunteer work twice a week, okay? So they usually come at the end of the sentence, okay? They can also go at the beginning of a sentence followed by a comma. Sometimes you can use them in the beginning. Like, for example, once in a while, I give money to a charity. Okay? All right, people. Okie dokie. Yeah? Okay, don't worry. That's all right. No problem. Okay, Larissa. All right, Pedro Paulo, Samuel, Stephanie, Duda. Yes? Okay? So here we saw time expressions and where we usually put them in a sentence. They can be either at the end of the sentence, more common, or in the beginning, right? Let's take a look here at exercise number 2, okay? Choose 5 of the events or activities here and choose a time expression and write a true sentence about you or people you know, okay? So here you go. We have, I go to the local park several times a week. Okay, here we have the time expression, okay? Here, several times a week. And here we have the next one. Look, every weekday, I take the bus to work. Remember, we should include a comma to separate when it's in the beginning, okay? To separate the time expression and the other clause, right? So here, let's highlight. Okay? All right, people. So how can we create some sentences here? For example, read or watch local news. We can talk about it, right? Use social media. It's something that we usually do as well. Help someone with a problem. Go to a community party or a community meeting, okay? And visit a local park. Let's work with these 4, okay, or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's work with these 5 examples. The first one, how often do you read or watch local news? We can write some sentences down here. So there you go. So question number 1, sentence number 1. In my case, guys, I read or watch local news every day because I check online and I also watch news reports on TV. Sometimes early in the morning or late in the evening when I arrive, okay? So we can say I read and watch. Let's put the same here. Here you go. I read or watch local news every day. Okay. I don't know about you, but this is how we do. If you want, you can share your sentences here in the chat board. Okay. Now, the next one. Use social media. How often do you use social media, guys? Okay. How often means com que frequência in Portuguese, okay? How often? So how often do you read or watch local news? My answer, I read or watch local news every day. Okay. Next question, how often do you use social media? I guess every day too, right? So every day, all the time. Let's change a little. When I mentioned social media, I'm talking not only about Facebook or Instagram. I don't use those very often. I don't like Facebook or Instagram so much. But I use WhatsApp all the time because I communicate with my students via WhatsApp. Lots of things I do here at work, we do with WhatsApp. We use WhatsApp a lot. So it's all the time, right? It's not only for fun or for leisure, but for work, okay? So I use social media all the time, okay? Let's see number 3. Help someone with a problem. How often do you help someone with a problem? Here we have the expressions, okay? We can help someone with a problem whenever necessary, right? Whenever the person needs, whenever it's possible. So we can also use words like always, okay? The adverbs of frequency. Do you know the adverbs of frequency we have? Let's put them here. They will be our next topic. Okay? So when we do something 100% of the time or all the time, okay, we say that we always do it. Always. Okay? 80% of the time here. This is way too far. Sorry. When we do something 80%, we can say that we usually do it or we often do it. Okay? When we do something only 50% of the time, I'm making it very simple. Okay, guys? We sometimes do it. When we do something only 20% of the time, we can say that we rarely do it or we seldom do it. Rarely or seldom. Okay? When we do something 10% of the time, we can say that we hardly ever do it. We hardly ever, okay? It's like once in a lifetime, okay? And when we do something 0% of the time, it means that we never do it, okay? So here we have the basic ones, right? The ones we use more often. So 100% always, 80% usually or often, 50% sometimes, 20% rarely, seldom, 10% hardly ever, and 0% never. Okay? So in this case here, as we are talking about helping someone with a problem, we can say that we sometimes help, right? I guess, right? When our friends need, or okay, or we usually help can also be, okay? So here we can put here we or I sometimes help someone with a problem. Okay. Now, number 4, we are doing the events, okay? How often do you go to a community party or meeting? That is not very, very often, especially nowadays. I don't really go to parties or meetings at the moment. I'm not doing it. First, because I work all day long, including Saturdays. So I don't really have much time to go out. I don't know about you, okay, guys, but this is in my case. So I would say, like here, I hardly ever go. This is my situation at the moment, okay? So I would say number 4, I hardly ever go. To a community party or meeting. I have my religion, but I do everything from home. I watch things from home. I do my studies at home. So I hardly ever go to a meeting or anything like that. Okay, guys. And the last one, visit a local park. How often, guys, do you visit a local park? Do you visit local parks here? We don't have so many, right? But I think we have one or two local park. Here, I think there is Parque de Madureira, right? Or Quinta da Boa Vista, or there is Bosque da Barra, right? In Barra. And these are the ones I can remember, but I don't know much really about the city. So I would say nowadays, once in a lifetime, right? I would say hardly ever, or like not even once a year. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I go once a year. No, I should go more often. So here, visit the local park, I would say never. Okay, so 5. Okay, so these are the sentences in relation to my routine, my experience, but you can have different options. Okay, people? All right. So this is a typical list of sentences or routine or social life example of a person who works a lot and doesn't interact much presentially, right? Most of the time, I talk to my friends and family via social media because it's easier, okay? And it's also safer, okay? All right, people. So now moving on to the next activity. Describe one fun activity you do with people in your community. Here, there is an example. I am in a running club in my town. We run together on Thursdays. So are you in any kind of club? Do you participate in any club? If you do, you can say, oh, I am in a cooking club, for example, or any other kind of club. And then you describe in one sentence what you do together, okay? I don't belong to any club now. I'm not doing anything in that, in those terms, right? So, okay, guys, now moving on to the next page. Let me zoom out so you can have a better view. Here we have the same question we were asking before, how often, okay? So how often do you, and then here we have the events, okay? Spend time with neighbors, buy from local businesses, read local news, give to charity, volunteer, and take action for change. Take action for change, guys, is when you are in a community and you do something to change the situation of the place or the community for good. Okay? So if you want, I can translate to Portuguese. Take action for change is the same as tomar uma atitude para a mudança. Okay? It's when you do something to change a situation that is not good. Okay? Here we have the translation of the colors, right? So orange or yellow means usually, often. Orange here means sometimes. And purple means hardly ever or never, okay? So look at that. I guess they interviewed 100 people, probably. I don't know how many people they interviewed. But let's try to understand what the graph means, okay? So look at the bar graph. This is the name of this graph, okay? The bar graph. What do the bars in the graph mean? So here, according to the colors, I guess they mean, and according to the numbers, they mean, I think, the number of people who do those things, right? The amount of people, probably. How many people answered the survey? Survey is the same as pesquisa in Portuguese, okay? That's the meaning of the word survey. So here, okay? So how many people answered the survey? Probably 100 people, okay? What activity is the most popular? What do you think? Yes, here, spending time with neighbors, okay? Which activity or what activity is the least popular? Here, look, hardly ever or never. We have a lot of people here, almost 60 people, right? 60 people, hardly ever or never take action for change, okay? What activity do 20 people sometimes do? Here. I think here. Read local news, okay? Because we have here orange, sometimes. So 20 people sometimes read local news. Okay, but here we have almost 80 people. They do this on a regular basis. They usually read. Okay, so that's good. Okay, guys, let's check out the answers to exercise number 4. Yeah. Okay, so our answers were correct. Okay, the bars, they show how many people do the activities. How many people were interviewed? 100. Which activity is the most popular? Spend time with neighbors. The least popular, take action for change. And which activity do 20 people sometimes do? Read local news, okay? All right, can I close? Okay. Now here, guys, I just left the answers here to help you. They want us to read the explanation of the information there in the bar graph from a community blog. Find an example or explanation in the text here for each of the 6 activities from the graph. So here we have the activities, and they want us to put examples from the text, okay? So I will put the text here, and you can read. I will give you 2 minutes to read the text, and then we check the answers, okay? So let me try to zoom in here. Okay. Let me time you. Okay, go ahead. All right, people. Okay, so now we can see the answers there and check if they are okay, right? So for example, the first one, spend time with neighbors. Guys, nowadays, especially in our city, we don't spend time with neighbors, right? It's not very common, okay? Because we are all the time busy with our lives. So I don't know about you. I don't know where you live, but where I live, that doesn't happen. I live in a building, so it's complicated to spend time with neighbors. Only like once or twice a year when there is a party in the building, like something for everybody. But usually, no, that doesn't happen. But here they give an example. How can you spend time? Okay. So here we have 2 examples. They often talk to them or invite them to their house. So here we put, they often invite them to their house. This is an example, okay? If you want, you can put number 1, like here, next to the line in the paragraph. So, for example, look, the first one, talk to them or invite them to their houses, okay? Or to their house. Yeah, of course, this is not in Brazil, okay? Now, the next one, buy from local businesses. So here we have once or twice a week. Okay, guys, so let me just put the to their house. I'm going to complete the answer here. Now here, many people go to local stores and restaurants more than once or twice a week. So here, it's not once or twice a week, it's more, okay? So more than once or twice a week. Let me change here. Twice a week. So look, more than once or twice, look, more than once or twice a week, they go to local stores. Okay, people? So just for you to know, you don't need to answer all the things. So look, in restaurants, okay? All right, next one, read local news. So let's see. We have a lot of people read newspapers or information online about events in our town. Many people do this every day or every week, okay? So we can say that a lot of people read from newspapers. Let's change the answer here. This is not really good. So we can say here, newspapers or events online, okay? For information online. Okay, guys. Now we can put a lot of people do this. Now give to charity. So let's see. Example. Most people don't give to charity. So this is something that most people don't do. We can put here. There you go. Most people don't do that. Volunteer. Let's just see here. Like cleaning a park or helping other people with chores takes time. So it's no surprise that only 40% usually or often do this. Okay, so here, example of volunteering, cleaning the park, helping other people. So we can put here, usually or often. No way, this is totally wrong. This is an example because they want us to find an example or explanation in the text for each of the 6 activities, okay? So here, this is totally wrong as well. I'm sorry. We have to put an example or explanation Buy from local businesses. So here it would be go to local stores and restaurants. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, now it's okay. All right. Read, okay, give to charity, cleaning the park, taking action or take action for change. Example. Example, going to town meetings or writing on social media or calling the mayor about a problem. So here we can say going to town meetings is an example, okay? So we can change this. Do you go to town meetings, guys? We don't really do that, okay? I mean, not so often, okay? People don't usually go to town meetings. Only those people who are really compromised and into those things. But usually we don't do this. So let's check the answers to these exercise. Okay, let's see that here. Okay, number one, talk to them, talk to the neighbors, invite them to their house. We put this one. Number two, go to local stores and restaurants. Yes. Number three, read newspapers or information online. Yes, we did that. Number four, give food to hungry people. We didn't put that. Run in a race for medical research. Number five, clean the park. Help people, older people with chores. And number six, go to meetings. Yes, okay. Write on social media or call the mayor. Mayor, in Português, is prefeito, ok? Então, liga para o prefeito para falar de problemas. We don't do that, right? We don't call the mayor. Okay, people. So let's just fix number four, okay? Give food to hungry people. So let's do that. Because they want example, not what happens, okay? So give food to hungry people. Yeah, this is something that we sometimes do, okay? All right. Now that we finished this part, let's see the simple present tense with adverbs of frequency. Let's try and check it out, see how we can do this. Look, we use adverbs of frequency with the simple present to say how often we do something. Notice the order or the word order. They often talk to their neighbors. So here, guys, we can see that the adverb of frequency comes before the verb, okay? They often talk. They usually talk, okay? It comes before the verb. Now, our streets are always clean. Now, the adverb of frequency comes after the verb to be, all right? So this is the exception to the rule, okay? When we are using all the other verbs or any other verb, the adverb of frequency comes before. But when we are using the verb to be, the adverb of frequency comes after. Okay? Now, Notice the difference in meaning and use in the negative. I don't usually give to charity. So here we have the sequence, right? Look, it's a negative sentence, and then the adverb comes between the auxiliary and the verb, okay? But it's before the verb anyway, okay? Some people never do these things, okay? So here we don't use the auxiliary verb in the negative with the word never, because this would be a double negative, and that is not correct, okay? So when we use the word never, we should use the sentence in the affirmative form, okay? All right, so now let's do some exercises, okay? Here, this is page number, I think number 32, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check it out for you guys. Yes, page 33 already, okay? So page 33, let's go there. Here, look. Read the clues from the bar graph and blog post. Write a sentence using an adverb of frequency. So here, all the information comes from the bar graph, okay? So 22 people take action for change. How often? Often take action. So 22 people often take action for change. If you see the bar graph there, look here. Look, often is the yellow bar, okay? So if you calculate here the yellow bar, it's going to be around 22 people, okay? Look. Okay, this is what they are talking about. For us to do the exercise, we have to go back and forth all the time. So to avoid this, I will show you the answers right away, okay? I know that the best thing would be to let you do it, but then we will not be able to do all the things we have to, because we will go back and forth, okay? So let's check the answers. And if you want, you can take a picture, okay? Yes, here we are. Okay. So look, 22 people often take action for change. Number 2, 3 people hardly ever buy from local businesses. Number 3, 9 people sometimes spend time with neighbors. Number 4, 30 people often give to charity. Or we can also say 30 people usually give to charity. Number 5, 48 people sometimes do volunteer work. Okay, 48 people sometimes do volunteer work. Number 6, 54 people hardly ever take action. We can also say 54 people never take action. Number 7, 20 people sometimes read local news. Okay, 20 people sometimes read local news. All right, guys, can we close? Okay. So these are the answers to activity 6. Here in number 7, we have which of the activities from the blog do you do in your community? How often? Here we have an example, okay? I volunteer once a year to clean the streets. I sometimes spend time with my neighbors. What about you guys? Do you do any of the activities there from the blog here? If you don't do any of those, it's okay, but it's just for you to think about it and see what you can do in the future, maybe, right? So here, what matters most in our case is to talk about activities we do as a community, right? So here they want us to prepare something to write, okay? We are not going to do this, so you can just ignore activities 8, 9, and 10 because they are about writing, and we need to have one different class to have this practice or training. Okay, guys? So here they just want us to notice the accuracy in word choice. Accuracy means exatidão, ok? Exatidão na escolha da palavra. So when we write, are we accurate? Do we choose the right words to say? So readers will understand you or your writing better if you choose the best word for each situation. Some words have similar meanings, but they are not quite the same. Okay? Example, imagine one person checks her email almost every night. Okay? So if you say, she usually checks her email at night, it's better to say that she usually does that than she sometimes checks her email at night, because that's not true. Okay? She does that almost every night. Okay, so the best word to use here is usually or often. Okay? Check a dictionary if you aren't sure about a word's meaning. And the last one here, we have the words that we've learned in this lesson. So here we should choose the correct word. It's already here for you. Number 1, I have class twice a week, on Monday and Wednesday. Number 2, he hardly ever travels because it's expensive. Number 3, I don't have a lot of time, so I clean the house once a month. Number 4, how often do you give money to charity? And the last one, I do my homework every night. Okay? Number 12 is about the writing. It's for you to check your description, what you wrote, and to see if you used or if you chose the most accurate words, if you put adverbs of frequency and time expressions in the correct place, and if you use the correct form of the simple present. Okay, so these are the topics they are focusing here. So accurate words, okay. Adverbs of frequency, all right. Time expressions, okay, in the correct places, okay. Simple present, correct simple present. Okay. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 points we covered or we worked on in this class. Okay, unit 3.3. All right, people. So we are done here. Let's sign out. I want to take one more picture, so don't go away now. Just give me one more minute. So today we managed to do unit 3.2, and we had a lot of topics there, right? So here we have our page on Google Classroom with the topics we covered today. So today we saw the simple present, affirmative, negative, and questions or interrogative. We talked about communities, like when you are a good neighbor, you participate in the communities, you talk to people. We saw vocabulary related to community service and things we usually do as a community member. We saw time expressions like once a week, once a month, twice a week, twice a month, and other expressions that we use at the end of the sentence, right? And we also saw the use of how often and the adverbs of frequency, okay? Homework for this lesson. For homework, I'd like you to do online practice unit 3.2 and the worksheets, okay? Here we have the material to help you, and here we have the worksheets, all right? So let's take a picture before you go, guys. I know that you have to go because you have class. You have so many other things to do. I know that. So I hope you have a great weekend. And don't forget, see you next class. Take care. Bye-bye, people. See you. Bye, Stephanie. Bye, Duda. Bye, Samuel. Thank you for changing your name.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye, Larissa. Take care.
Bye bye.
See you.